Okay. So you didn't wake up with any headache this morning, did you?
No.
Okay.
Waste elimination. We have a lot of patients with low energy. Think of it as like disposable fluid intake, but if they're drinking,
Welcome to another Day in the Life vlog. TGIF. I am so happy. It's the end of the week. It felt like a regular long week, even though we were off on my day. But I think this week kind of feels like it dragged on, and I think it's primarily because it's our last week of the month, and everybody was on grind mode. So now that it's Friday, the work has kind of slowed down a little bit. In terms of work, I have a few patients that I still have not reached for the whole month of May, and unfortunately it's the last day of the month, and I don't think I'm going to get a hold of them unless they call me back sometime between now and 5 o'clock, which is like in about an hour and a half. So yeah, it is what it is at this point. So right now I'm just triaging alerts and also doing some chart reviews, some last minute chart reviews for patients I didn't get a chance to close out for. So yeah, I'm so happy it's Friday, you guys. I don't have any specific plans, but baby, I'm just ready to rest. I guess that's a plan. I'm just ready to relax a little bit and figure the weekend out tomorrow. It's been such a productive day so far. I got up and I had every intention to get on my walking pad, and I realized that once I pulled it out from under the couch, I realized that the cord was missing, and so I didn't want to spend half of my morning looking for it. I'm pretty sure my daughter unplugged it and it's somewhere around the house, and so I just went out for a walk. It was such a beautiful morning. I just kept looking out the window and I'm like, I cannot spend the whole day inside the house. So I went walking around the neighborhood, and it was just so nice. I saw a few of my neighbors exercising in their garage, and some were just hanging out in front of their homes, just soaking in the beautiful morning. And so that was nice. I should probably start doing that now that it's gotten warm out, unless it's raining, of course. But today was just one of those days where I had to go outside and take a walk. So I got back, and the minute I put my shoes down, I noticed the cord for the walking pad was like on the other side of the living room. So I was like, I guess I was meant to be walking outside today. So I got back and made myself some breakfast. I guess that was breakfast. Instead of making lemon poppy muffins, I figured I would put the batter in like a bread pan. So I did that, and it came out so good. Honestly, it's kind of like dessert. I ended up putting peanut butter on it, but it is what it is, The protein from the peanut butter would kind of balance out that sugar from the little lemon poppy muffin mix. But y'all, I'm trying. If you watched my last vlog, you know that I am on a journey to eat a little healthier than I did last month. And so this morning I kind of took an L with that breakfast. I don't know, it wasn't the healthiest, but I made that primarily for my daughter. And so she really enjoyed it when she got up this morning. And then I joined our company-wide call at 11 o'clock. That was good. We're starting something new. We're really trying to engage more with our patients. And so we're starting this thing where every month we have a theme for our patients. It's an opportunity for us to educate our patients and then keep them informed and just conscious of like their daily lifestyle. So this upcoming month, it's going to be hydration. And so our manager just kind of went over what that looks like for diabetic patients and then hypertensive patients, and some of the things that we can kind of incorporate in our daily calls when we triage our patients or just talk to them for the month. So that was nice. I actually like that idea, and I think it's pretty fitting for June as well, because it's getting warmer outside, and I have noticed quite a few of my patients now are just kind of struggling, especially with hypotensive readings. A lot of them are not drinking as much water as they should, especially now that it's getting warm out. So hopefully we're gonna see a difference in readings for the month of June. So yeah, you guys, it's almost 4 o'clock and I'm definitely hungry. So I think I'm gonna take a little break to fix me some lunch and then try to knock out the rest of this day. Alright, you guys, it's much later in the day. As a matter of fact, it's probably like almost 2 hours later. I finished a work day around like 5:15. I had to make a last minute call. One of the guys in the company, his job is to reach out to patients and just kind of do like an overall survey of how the month was. He reached out to me on Teams and told me that one of my patients needed help with retrieving her blood pressure readings for the month. So, and that was like, by the time I saw that message, it was like almost 5 o'clock. So I was like, I just saw this message. I can't ignore it. I had to follow up with the patient. So that call ended. So by the time I was done with everything, it was like 5:15. My daughter was sitting on my lap, and as soon as I was finishing up documenting, she goes, "All done? Close the computer." I said, "Yeah, I'm all done." And so she slams the computer shut, and we both like did our little happy dance. And it's so funny that she now knows when I'm almost done with work, and so she looks forward to that. She's at the toddler age where she either wants to go outside or wants to go in a car and go to the store, any store. Like, sis just doesn't want to be in the house anymore. So usually when my husband is off, they usually go outside, they go running errands, they go to the store. She loves to go to the pet store, and just, on days where he's working, he usually doesn't like to leave the house. So she didn't get to leave the house all day, and sis was ready to just go somewhere. So we went to Chick-fil-A, which is our usual on Fridays. I take her to Chick-fil-A, and then we park in the parking lot next to Chick-fil-A at this shopping plaza. And we sit there. I wait till she finishes her food, and while I'm scrolling on my phone, just some quiet time, really. By the time we got home, sis was sleeping, so I just put her down for her nap. I do feel like I had a very productive day, but it just went by so quick. I got very busy with alerts in the beginning of the day, and then after that, the day just kind of like escaped me. It went by really fast. I got to speak with a few patients that I've been literally calling almost every day this month. So I'm glad a few of them called me back, but the rest of them, we're just gonna have to try it again for next month. But I'm just glad the month is over. I can finally breathe. That end of the month stress is finally gone. You know, I can take a little breather until next month and it starts all over again. But for a short week, it didn't feel like it. I don't know. We were off on Monday for Memorial Day, and then came back to work on Tuesday. You know, I was so excited. I'm like, yeah, I get to have a short week again. It's only a 4-day work week. But it didn't feel that way. It felt like a regular Monday to Friday. I don't know how to explain it, but it just felt like a regular week to me. But I'm glad it's over. I don't have any major plans for the weekend, aside from resting and literally cleaning up the house, because if you're a parent to a toddler, if you have been a parent to a toddler, you know by the end of the day, the house looks like a tornado went through it. So cleaning up is always in the agenda on the weekend. Other than that, I'm just gonna relax and get myself ready for a really good first week of the month. I always want to tell y'all that my goal for work is to eventually just like set up a good routine and system so that most of the time I'm able to do everything on my own. But you just never know in this job, y'all. But the goal is always to, move the needle forward and be better, the following month than I was the previous month. So that is the goal for me. Wednesday and Thursday was a little bit stressful for me just because I really wanted to hit a lot of my goals on those last few days before Friday, because nobody really works on Friday. The nurses who really have it down packed, they be chilling. There's this one nurse in my pod. She usually by like mid third week, she's usually almost like cruising till the end of the month. And that's because she's built this system where she gets a bulk of her monitoring calls done in the beginning of the month so that towards the end of the month, it's not too hectic for her. Maybe I'll try her method this upcoming month because what I did this month is the first 2 weeks of the month, I focused more on putting time in the charts and also calling patients. But I was like, I'm so close to 300 patients that, I need to figure out how to manage my monitoring calls and put in time in the charts at the same time. But I feel like you have to prioritize one thing towards the beginning of the month, and it's smarter to prioritize monitoring calls so that at least with like, chart reviews and putting time in the charts, I can focus on that after hours or even towards the end of the month. So I'll figure that out as we go. I may try her system next month. I don't know if you guys have been watching the news lately, especially with the whole Trump verdict thing that happened yesterday. I was actually at work, ending my work day, and my husband comes in the office and he's like, "Oh, are you watching the Trump trial thing?" And I'm like, "What?" I had no idea. Like, I don't keep up with that stuff. Eventually, it caught my attention, and so we both logged into Fox News and we watched it. He's got 34 charges to him. So anyways, yesterday was like this whole thing. Tension was high. The stock market plummeted by today. When I logged into work, I saw a few patients of mine that usually don't have out of range ratings, but today I had to call them and triage them. And so I'm going through triage questions. I'm asking them, "Did you eat anything salty last night for dinner?" They denied all that, but then they just kept saying, it's a lot. There's been a lot going on. I don't like to talk politics with my patients. I specifically don't like to be the one to like initiate that conversation. And so to see a few of my patients, like, their readings were really out of range, it just had me questioning, like, I wonder if it had anything to do with the whole Trump thing yesterday. But a few of my patients had out of range ratings that typically do not have out of range ratings, and they just seemed really stressed today. And what I did was just initiate some patient education on relaxation techniques, meditation, the basics, right? Go on a walk, listen to soft music, things like that. I'm managing and monitoring these patients, thinking, it's a lifestyle, it's chronic condition, they're sick, they're eating too much unhealthy foods, but really there's so much that encompasses someone's well-being. It really does depend on the day-to-day things that happen. And I think it's interesting that in the wake of what happened to Trump yesterday, the way it affected some of my patients' readings, it's pretty interesting. We all have emotions, we all get triggered, and we just, we ride the waves. I'm going to end the vlog here, probably lay down on this couch for a little bit and just try to regroup myself before the little one wakes up from her nap. Thank you so much for watching my vlog. Please don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe if you haven't yet, and see y'all in my next vlog. Bye, y'all.